뮤지컬 퍼레이드가 시카고를 찾아왔습니다. 박원정 PD가 소개합니다.
시카고를 찾아온 뮤지컬 퍼레이드. 조지아주에 거주한 유대인 신혼부부 리오와 루실 프랭크의 이야기로 억울한 범죄의 누명을 쓰면서 믿음과 인간성, 정의, 헌신을 선보이는 다이나믹한 드라마입니다. 브로드웨이 리메이크작 출연진 7명이 합류하며 뛰어난 호흡과 감각적인 무대 연출이 돋보이는 가운데 시카고 지역 출신의 두 배우가 함께해 뉴스 매거진이 만났습니다. 노스브룩 출신의 조디 스나이더와 오로라 출신의 제이크 지멘. 이들은 여러 배우들의 역할을 모두 대비해두는 대체 배우, 즉 스윙입니다. 뮤지컬 무대의 숨은 재능꾼들이죠.
And we are offstage swings, so that means that we sit backstage every night. We have to be in the theater just like everybody else. And swings, they study as many tracks as 3, as many tracks as 9 or 12 tracks in shows, and they're ready to swing on into any one of those tracks at a moment's notice. Oh my goodness, I'm still looking for new techniques. It's something that does get easier, but you're always studying, you're always practicing. At the beginning of the process, we did a lot of observing and a lot of watching. So we would watch the show almost every night. We have a video of the show that we watch and study so we can rewind and go back and see, oh, that person, they're a little further to the left than I thought they were, and I'm gonna note that they're right next to that certain chair or that certain person. You wanna know who you're standing in between, you want to know which parts you're singing. You can go backstage and you can shadow different actors and watch them from the side so you can get that up close view. There's so many different techniques. I did a lot of writing my parts down, practicing, even just memorizing the lines, practicing the lines daily. Sometimes I even use the video and to hear the other actors' lines and say mine after. There's so many different ways to keep practicing and keep perfecting and working on all these different tracks.
Yeah, I cover 4 roles or tracks in Parade, and I keep them all straight. I will say, we've been doing the show for about 8 or 9 months now, and as time goes on, it definitely gets easier to keep everything straight because the muscle memory kicks in. But in the beginning, it's a lot of repetition and a lot of homework and muscle memory. It's before every track, and we typically get a decent amount of time to know if we're going to go on for a track before the show, but sometimes we get a 20-minute notice, or even we'll do a mid-show swing on. One of our swings, or a couple of our swings actually have done, Jody has done a mid-show swing on, where literally mid-show, whether somebody gets sick or rolls an ankle or whatever, they have to hop on, get in mic and costume, and at a moment's notice. So it's really important that preparation is key. It's always key. As a swing, doing your homework is really, really important.
조디와 제이크가 스윙 배우로 출연하는 뮤지컬 퍼레이드는 어떤 스토리일까?
Parade is about the story of Leo Frank, and it takes place from the late 1800s all the way up to early 1900s, Civil War time. And it's about the trial of Leo Frank, who was wrongfully accused of murdering a 13-year-old girl. And throughout his story, you see his wife and other members advocating for him, but unfortunately, he meets his demise. And it's a really powerful story, and it includes so many messages, as Jody just mentioned. And there's so many ways to view the show throughout all of those through lines that she was saying.
여러 사회적 이슈를 심도 있게 스토리텔링하며 뛰어난 무대 연출로 창조한 이 뮤지컬에서 무엇을 느끼고 얻었나 두 배우들에게 질문했습니다.
I think that if you watch it and you actually take away that this is a story that is told in the early 1900s, but is a story that is believable today, and that actually could happen. And if we saw this in the news, we would be shocked, but nobody would really find it earth-shattering, you know what I mean? So I think it's important to just know the roots of this story and that this was a true man's legacy.
My biggest takeaway from Parade is that one person can make a difference. We see Lucille Frank really turn things around for her husband, and she, at the beginning of the show, you can tell she doesn't totally believe that she's a person who can do that, but because of the dire circumstances, she finds her voice and finds her way. to helping him, and she really does make a difference.
조디와 제이크가 스윙 배우로 출연하는 뮤지컬 퍼레이드는 17일까지 시카고에서 공연합니다. 시카고에서 뉴스 매거진 박원정입니다.